All right, everybody, welcome back to Beans No Ball. Championship Sunday has just wrapped up, and obviously we got one really good game and one, let's just call it a snooze fest. Christian, let's just start it with the snooze fest with the NFC title game.
Yeah, so obviously in NFC's rivalry in the Championship, man, the Eagles, they got the better hand over here. I mean, again, Saquon Barkley, I mean, that was pretty much just the gist of this whole offense there. But Jalen Hurts, I think it's every time I mention Jalen Hurts not doing a lot on this offense, and then out of nowhere, he absolutely has a pretty good game himself. They're absolutely doing way better than expecting the past couple games in the playoffs. They're going up 200 plus passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and obviously him having another successful game on the ground there as well. So obviously that whole offense is just way too complete there, but obviously could not get it done without that defense of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they obviously won the turnover battle against the Commanders there, and that's really what killed them in general. And really, Jaden Daniels, he really couldn't overcome that as well. Once it came to the second half, we expected it to be a really close game, but obviously the turnovers right before halftime that pretty much put up the Eagles up 15 going into the half. But after that, it was just off Philly ball, just another dominant Saquon game, and just Jalen Hurts and this Eagles team, they're just way too dominant moving into the Super Bowl now there too. And as for the Commanders, the future's bright. Obviously, like we mentioned before, new quarterback, new management, new owner, new everything. The future is bright for this Commanders team, and Jaden Daniels, they found a star in him.
Yeah, absolutely. And 4 total touchdowns actually for Jalen Hurts. I mean, just overall,
Yeah.
I mean, the records that were broken in this game. I mean, 55 points, the most scored.
I think it's the first one, right? In both conferences, most points.
The stats I just knew NFC title. It's the most points scored in an NFC title game, and the most touchdowns is 7 total, 7 rushing touchdowns total. I mean, just overall, I mean, it's just a generational game for the Eagles in general. I mean, sure, like you said, the come up is real for the Commanders. I'm sure, Jaden Daniels, everything. I wouldn't expect them to be susceptible as much to a second year relapse like the Texans did with CJ Stroud, but that's to be sold. I mean, we'll see the kind of offseason they can have, and obviously we'll get into a lot of that later. But Philly's back in the Super Bowl. I know this was a matchup of doom as two teams from your own division. To see them at the absolute pinnacle of the conference, I mean, it's tough to see, but you're gonna have to watch the Eagles in the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in your lifetime. But we'll get it to the AFC Championship, and at least this one delivered. Allen Mahomes, and right from the start didn't look that good. Obviously, a lot of sloppy play from both of these star quarterbacks. Mahomes getting 2 fumbles, losing one of them in that one early drive. Obviously, Josh Allen putting the ball on the ground a couple times. He didn't actually lose it, at least. But just overall, I mean, a little sloppy, but obviously absolutely picked up. Now, on the defensive side of the ball for the Bills, losing Christian Benford early in the first quarter, huge. That concussion, obviously bringing in Kyer Elam. He obviously didn't really pick up the role as much as you probably would have liked. A couple penalties, pretty costly penalties on a couple drives that the Chiefs would end up getting touchdowns. And just overall, he was getting picked on. Mahomes would go his way a lot. I believe Hollywood Brown was the one that he was in coverage on, and a lot of penalties there, and a lot of good receptions for him. Now, near into the second half, I mean, to the end of the first half, Chiefs really starting to build that big lead. That Mac Hollins touchdown, which phenomenal catch for him. Obviously, just the barefoot merchant finally actually making a big play in the big moment. Really looked like it was going to bring the momentum back, but near the end, at least right at the start of the 4th quarter, that 4th down call. In my opinion, what really tipped the scale in this game. Obviously, to me, that's a first down. I really think. The angles. I mean, in my opinion, you can say whatever you like, but I think the ball really did make it past the line. But say what you want, the Chiefs did get that opportunity, get an 8-point swing in that one, and that ended up being the game. Sure, at the end, the Bills had the chance to either tie it or go ahead, but I mean, Dalton Kincaid, man, I know it was just a prayer, just tossed it up, but it hit your hands, man. He really should have come down with it. And obviously, Allen didn't really have much time. Spagnuolo was dialing up the blitz, is something obviously you always mention. Spagnuolo is just phenomenal with the Chiefs. That defensive line just absolutely phenomenal. And that 3rd and 4th down, exactly what ended up doing it. And the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl. What is it? 5th time in the last 6 years. Just absolutely unprecedented.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the rematch of Super Bowl 57 from 2 years ago. Sure, call it what you want. I know a lot of people are having a lot of mixed feelings about the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, we had a great matchup in 57 against these two teams. We're gonna expect another great one coming into it. We're gonna expect Jalen Hurts to get his revenge soon up, but we can save that for the Super Bowl preview.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll get a lot of comments. We'll see exactly, how we lead it up. We got 2 weeks to figure out, obviously, see what kind of videos we end up coming out with. But yeah, obviously, another conference championship Sunday in the books. Phenomenal games. Christian, for the second year in a row, you've gone 0-2 on championship Sunday. I mean, the disagreements, I ended up going up 3-1. Don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably have an agreement come Super Bowl Sunday. But so regardless, I'll take a win on playoffs once again, and a playoff and regular season win for me. But that does it for us. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and stay tuned here for a bunch of content leading up to Super Bowl Sunday.